What is up, guys? Afrodan here with another Team Fortress 2 Man vs Machine tips video. This time we're doing the Engie. The loadout is the Frontier Justice, the Wrangler and the Jag, and my upgrade order was building health to full, plus 2 metal capacity, plus 2 swing speed, firing speed on your sentry to full and or as far as you can, and dispenser range. Also make sure you have building canteens because they're very important during the later waves when your sentry gun will be killed quite a few times, as you'll see in this video. Okay, so first things first, look at the blue markers on the map. I think you can see just behind the soldier's leg right now, there's a blue marker there, and that shows which route the enemies are going to take. Make sure your sentry gun is placed in an appropriate place to cover these routes, because if it is not, your sentry gun will be less than useless in these situations and more of an ornament somewhere else on the map. So please make sure to cover the paths and pay attention to where the enemies are coming. Next is place your sentry back from the edge. As you saw there, I pushed the soldier off and then placed the sentry with its back legs at the back of the edge, as far back as I could put it, not at the front of the edge, because soldiers and demo men will shoot at your sentry and they tend to hit just underneath your sentry gun, causing splash damage to damage your sentry. So if you put your sentry back a little bit, you will actually avoid the splash damage or have a reduced splash damage. So make sure to move your sentry back just a tiny touch from the front where you would normally place it. Next, what you should do is when the tank comes, make sure you pull your sentry gun. You see, each time the tank passes the sentry, I move it forward so that it's still right up at it doing lots of damage, which is what you want. Also, because the sentry's right up close to the tank, I can actually use my shotgun, which is something a lot of Engies just will wrangle their sentry. And yes, you're doing good damage to it, but if you put it up closer, you saw that I was doing 180 per shot. So you want to try and keep that in mind, to have your sentry gun close to the tank and use your shotgun. Also, people seem to think that the sentry gun needs to be placed down all the time. No, it is actually okay to pick it up in certain situations, such as when your sentry gun is being damaged to the point where you cannot keep up with the damage with your range. Don't just let it die. Pick it up, place it down behind cover and fix it there, then put it back up. There's no sense having your sentry gun just die because you're afraid to pick it up because you're not putting out as much damage. So don't be afraid to do that. Also, if you're using the Frontier Justice like I am, at the end of each wave, make sure to destroy your sentry and rebuild it to earn yourself some crits. No one can turn down free crits in this game type because it's freaking hard. So make sure to replace your sentry so that you can get those extra damage bonuses. Another point, and you'll see me doing it right here, is usually I would just leave my sentry to do what I want to do, but I actually pick up the Wrangler to stop it shooting at the heavy, which is important because the heavy is connected to these uber medics right there, who are little assholes. And right here, if you can see that heavy being shot at by the sentry gun, he shoots it and makes the heavy uber, which is not good if your team intends to kill the heavy. So wrangle your sentry so that the sentry does not set the medics off to uber them. If you do, or forget to, make sure your sentry gun is pretty close up in the battlefield and not right down at the end, because if you must accidentally shoot it, make sure it's at the end, not the start, because if they uber at the start, their uber will be over and you'll be able to kill them again before they can uber again. But if you get it near the end, then they'll just uber and plant the bomb. Not what you want to do. Another thing when playing as Engie, you obviously need to look out for sentry busters. These are your nemesis in this, apart from spies. so make sure to listen out for sentry busters. The announcer woman will almost always call out when a sentry buster is coming in, but if not, make sure you listen for the bleeping and do what I'm doing now. What I just did there was I picked up my sentry gun and ran at the sentry buster. Kind of doesn't sound like the right tactic to be doing, but trust me, it is the best thing you can do as an Engie. You run at the sentry buster, which causes it to squat down and explode, giving you just enough time to escape its blast radius and survive, which is pretty key in this thing. Being dead means your sentry gun is left defenseless, which you don't want. Again here, keeping my sentry gun, I tried to place it up there, did not work. Placing your sentry gun down so that it can get full work on these tanks, and you're shooting it with your shotgun. You may only be doing a small amount of damage compared to the other classes, but every little bit of damage helps. And not that you saw much of it in this game type, but most of the earlier waves, make sure you keep your dispenser up so that it resupplies heavies. As you know, heavies do a lot of damage, but they can only do damage if they have ammo in their sentry gun and are alive, and your dispenser will keep them both ammoed up and ready to shoot people and nice and healthy. That is the game over. Just keep the game on so you can see what weapons I earned. I think it was the last one of my challenge, no, second last. Thanks for watching everybody, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm sorry that the commentary wasn't as particularly good, but I've literally done this commentary about 10 times and I just couldn't get it right. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you again.